Hey, Ravings and Cravings here, otherwise known as Ruth Hartunian Allenbaugh. This is a first as far as these wonderful interviews. I'm here with Chelsea Cherrier, and we are actually on site at Click. So if you live in the area, if you don't know about Click, you must be sleeping because it is a force to be reckoned with. We are here to talk about Veggiestock.
Yes.
Coming up in June. Guys, look at, for those of you who have the visual for YouTube, notice the cool background. We have the, what is this? This is the lawn sign?
This is the lawn sign. Yeah, you'll see them all over town the week before the event.
All right, well, Chelsea is the food access manager at Click. She's also the volunteer coordinator for Third Thursday. And by the time this airs, which will be the last Monday of the month, you'll have had your first.
Third Thursday. Yeah, and Hop Fest.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and for me, it would be like Mother's Day, so like that would be like a trifecta.
Yeah.
Lots of partying going on here in Willimantic, romantic Willimantic. Chelsea, for those people out there who don't know what Veggiestock is, why don't you give us the commercial here?
Yeah, so Veggiestock is a free annual food and garden festival.
Did you say free?
It's free entry, free plants by the Wyndham Community Food Network. And it's the 6th year that we've been doing this festival. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity for local artisans, musicians, nonprofits, food vendors to share their talents and really use the space in Lauder Park, which is in the community gardens, which can be kind of underutilized. Such a great spot.
It is a great spot. This is the what year?
6th year.
6th year. Okay, so you're 6 years old. You're heading into, is that like first grade or something like that?
Yeah, I guess so.
I have gone to at least a couple of the Veggistocks, and I love the name.
Yeah.
Because it's a nod to Woodstock, but I think
yes,
it is. Okay, all right. I do love the name. I think it's a great name. So I have attended a couple of times, and I'm shocked that I can go and I can bring like a wagon or some kind of cart, and I can bring plants that have already been started to put in my garden. So for those of you out there who like to garden, who say, oh, it's too late to plant something or whatever, it's not too late.
Yeah.
And there is such a huge variety of things.
Yeah. So over the years, Sydney she started Veggiestock. She had noticed that a lot of the nurseries and farmers that were bringing seedlings to farmers markets and a lot of community gardeners had abundance of seedlings that they had started. And lots of times they ended up in the compost. And so she kind of went around and gathered these resources and wanted to give them back to the community to help the community have access to starting their own garden and growing food. And so, we give away free seedlings, and Spring Valley Student Farm up in Yukon grows a lot of the seedlings now.
Yeah.
Grow Wyndham grows a lot of the seedlings, and then they're donated, like I said, from other sources.
Well, thank you to Sydney.
Yes.
Thank you, Sydney, for beginning something that has taken root.
Yes.
And has grown, and it really, it was an organic effort, wasn't it? It was very, when it started.
Yeah, it still is. I mean, we gather as a planning committee starting in March, right after Know Your Farmer Fair, and it's just different people from the community and different organizations that come together to plan it together.
Great. So what are the hours, as far as when people can arrive and hang out, and talk about the things that are available for people to do?
Yeah, so it's June 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. Get there early because the plants are first come, first served.
I learned that.
Yeah, we try to have as many as we can, but if you're looking for something particular, definitely come early because they'll go fast. And you can pick up free seedlings, but there's also nonprofits and other organizations there to help support your gardening. They are experts, so you can ask them anything, and they'll also have resources there. We'll have master composter, master gardeners, CT horticulture society.
How do you say that?
And also the Northeast Connecticut pollinator pathways. So they'll give a lot of information, but then there will also be craft vendors, There will be a little skate competition at the skate park.
Because there's a skate park there.
Yep, run by Eminence Inc. And there'll also be food vendors. So
who's going to be there to feed us while we're not shopping, shopping, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be Angeles Mexican food. She will be serving up lots of traditional Mexican, huge menu, pretty much anything you could ask for.
Well, whenever she shows up, no one goes hungry, right?
Exactly. And then also Red Lion Burger food truck.
Good
and
burgers.
So, they've been named best burger in town, so
I
come hungry.
I would concur with that. I would totally agree with that. So we have a couple of food vendors. We have a lot of people on site to provide information.
Yep.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, it's a great time. There are also, I don't know if I said this, but the craft vendors like pottery from Spiral Arts will be there.
Okay.
Stuff from T-Swap, t-shirts, prints. And also lots of like jewelry and woodwork and things like that. Lots of fun craft vendors.
Sounds like a great event to bring the kids to. I mean, this is it's kind of a family, like any age.
Yep, all ages. Lots of those gardening support, and those organizations will also have kid activities.
Kid activities, that is great. So is it a rain or shine?
It is a rain or shine. Yeah. We've had some months or some years that have been not great weather, and we've powered through and got through it and still had a great turnout. So,
well, I know people who garden, I mean,
rain or shine.
It's a rain or shine kind of thing, and it is that time of the year to start the gardens and to do things. So how does the Wyndham Community Food Network relate to Click? Like, what is the relationship there?
Yeah, so Wyndham Community Food Network started in like 2015, and they were a network of different local agencies, businesses, farmers, community members, and Click was a member of the Wyndham Community Food Network from early on. And we definitely share a very similar mission to create a locally just, sustainable food system. Wyndham Food Network has done a great job of really gathering the community voice in all their programs as well. So together, as we collaborate, it just kind of merged together, and organically, as things kind of shifted and transitioned, Wyndham Community Food Network has now come under the umbrella of Click and is under our roof, and we all collaborate and do everything together.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So do you have need for more vendors? Like if somebody out there would like to join and be a part of Veggiestock, how would they do that?
Yeah, so we definitely are looking for more craft vendors and really any type of nonprofit or organization. And you can go to wyndhamfood.org and /Veggiestock, or click events at the homepage and go to Veggiestock, and you'll find a button to sign up here.
Great. Well, that sounds pretty easy.
Yeah, it is easy, and it's free for nonprofits.
You can. There's no like fee to sign up and be a part of it.
Some of the vendors, it's a $20 fee.
$20. Okay.
Nonprofits are free of charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you talked about activities and free plants. You have some other things going on, like Plant a Row.
Yes.
Whatever that is. So you can tell us what Plant a Row is.
Yeah. So this was another great initiative by Sydney and Wyndham Community Food Network together, and that is, we encourage the community to have access to supporting the local community with different food and growing food and distributing that food. And so Plant a Row is encouraging community gardeners, when you have an excess of like zucchini or tomatoes in your garden, to donate it to Wyndham Community Food Network, and we find a place or a home for it, either within the local agencies, our own food box program, and then also sometimes there's such an abundance that we actually process it here at Click and make it shelf stable, and then that gets distributed.
My mind is like just blown, because to get from where the food is to the next step, I mean, that could be a chasm.
Yeah.
Like how does that happen? Like who picks up the haul of food and then brings it to where it needs? I mean, it's all got a shelf life. So how does that work?
Yeah, so the Mesa Coordinator, which is Community Table, or Mesa Comunitaria, is our food box program.
Food box program, okay.
Yeah, it's Wyndham Community Food Network's delivery of local produce as well as shelf-stable products to food insecure families or recipients. And so that Mesa Coordinator really supports the planter row. As well as like gleaning that we take from farmers. And so she will get a call from a community gardener, hey, I have this, and she'll go pick it up. Or community gardeners can also bring it to the community fridge, which is located at the Whitewater Park.
There's a fridge
There is in that blue building that where the farmers market is.
on Bridge Street?
Yep.
There's a fridge on Bridge Street at the Whitewater. You know what? I am learning I'm learning things today that I did not know. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you? Okay, so what's the phone number? Like what number would do you know what number someone would call?
You can definitely find it through the website.
Okay.
I don't, just because it's like a Google number that we kind of transformed into line, direct line.
Yeah.
But you can find out about Planter Row, the community fridge, everything, and there's contact buttons and things to get to the right person to talk to. But we clean and stock the community fridge and make sure everything's good like once a week, or our community advocates or our volunteers and stuff do that.
And how long has that community fridge been going on? I know it's not about Veggiestock.
No, it's okay. It is, because if you get a free seedling at Veggiestock and
then
you
you're
want
gonna
to
overflow.
donate it,
All right,
then
okay.
you go to the community fridge.
Okay, that works. All
Definitely,
right. So I'm kind of fixed on this community fridge idea. How do people get access to that? What is there at the community fridge? When was it birthed?
You know, that's a great Sydney question.
Okay, that's okay. That's right. It doesn't matter.
I could dig it up, but
That's all right.
definitely maybe in the last, probably around COVID, those initiatives kind of started. Yeah.
Okay, so if someone needs food, is that they would just connect and try to find the fridge? When is the fridge open?
It's open 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, that building is just open, and
I'm going down there.
yeah, you can access the fridge. There's also like toiletries and things like that for people that need it, and in our community. And you know, our food box program can't support the whole community, so this is just another layer to try to it's completely anonymous to just anybody that needs it. And sometimes there's really cool stuff in there too, like Kindred Crossing meat farmer, she'll drop off soup bones.
They
and
have
things
great
like that. Yeah, so she'll also
product.
donate to the community fridge, and that stuff's usually in the freezer. But yeah, we try to stock it as much as we can, and kind of what's gone is gone, and we just you know, but yeah.
So like if I went there today, I could is it on Google Maps? Like if I did it called?
Community fridge?
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's a big sign that says, I don't think so.
No.
But if you went on our website, you could find the location, because there's a whole tab on our website about it.
On the
WyndhamFood.org.
Food Network.
Yep.
Food.org. Wow.
Yeah.
What else don't I know, Chelsea? Tell me some more things.
Probably, yeah.
Because no one should go hungry.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Wyndham Community Food Network and Click, yeah, like I said, really come together along with a lot of other great food system partners. We're so lucky in Willimantic.
Yeah, so who are these people who have sewn into the event? I got to get a pun in there.
Yeah. So Willimantic Food Co-op is always such a generous sponsor, and also sits at the table of that food system partnership network. Willie Brew supports as well.
Awesome.
Has always been a great supporter of Veggiestock. Along with I-98, they'll actually be live broadcasting.
Really?
From
Who's going
10
to be there?
12.
Do you know?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I've been setting it up with Art, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also have a couple new sponsors, Legado Realty. They're a new realty business.
Legado?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you spell? Do you know how you spell?
Legado.
D-O. Okay, I'm thinking music as in legato, like you play something smooth and connected.
Yeah, well.
Legato,
Hopefully
maybe.
it is Smooth and
Oh,
Connected
interesting.
Realty.
I haven't heard of that. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and then also contractor company, Constanza and Company, and they're based out of Chester, both Legato and Realty. And
Chester.
yeah,
What's that connection?
it's actually my sister,
Aw.
and she's been so generous and supportive, and her
Nice.
husband and their businesses, and they're amazing business entrepreneurs.
It's great to have your family backing you up.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there room for more sponsors at all?
We also have, before I forget,
Yes.
Eminence Inc. is
Okay.
going to be there. They're going to be putting on the skate jam, and they've also been a sponsor for many years, and we so appreciate their support. And then Donnelly Colt, they do all our printing, they do our lawn signs. We'll have a brand new beautiful banner this year. We'll have buttons, stickers, things like that. But yeah, there's always room for more sponsors. We want to keep this going, and it's run completely, on people giving their time, and Grow Wyndham gives or offers support as well as youth for volunteering that day. We're also always open to volunteers too.
So if someone wanted to volunteer, how would they do that?
Yeah, so again, bring it back to the website. There's on wyndhamfood.org, there's a button for volunteering or getting involved and signing up. And you can kind of click where you want to help support.
Click and get it.
Yeah, exactly. Wyndham Community Food Network and offering your time, but events and Veggiestock will get you contacted to us.
Okay, so I'm curious, what got you into this kind of employment, or what is the passion that drives what you do? What is it? How and why?
Yeah, so in college I took a nutrition class, and I got really interested in nutrition, and so I decided to pursue my master's in nutrition, and I went out to Oregon and did that. And also just like my own health journey and everything like that. Nutrition was just something I was really passionate about, food, and how it kind of was medicine for your body, and how it can really either help you or, set you back, depending on what food you have access to or what choices you have. And so when I came home, where I'm from here, I started doing consulting and different things like that. And I wasn't really in it. I didn't love the one-on-one consulting because it felt like I wasn't getting to the root cause of food is emotional, food is physical, food is mental, and telling people what to eat. A lot of people don't even have access to that food to make those choices. And so I found out about Click and just kind of got involved and really loved the mission here. And it felt like really starting from the root of helping people have access to that good food, and everyone have access to the same good food on the table is going to help the community and the health of everyone much more. So
yeah, I was actually just talking with somebody this past weekend about supplements and in the medical world, and how we're very medical modelish. The solution to an issue is often in some kind of pill form or a prescription, but the point that we were making when we were having this discussion was that anything we ingest, it has an impact on us physically and emotionally.
Exactly.
If I'm drinking blue juice and eating potato chips, I'm going to feel a certain way, I'm going to look a certain way, and I'm going to make certain choices based on that. So it's really not just a simple thing, I don't think.
It's so embedded in us, and it's it's such a you do this work of bringing together and conversation and the culture, and how much food influences that is just
I think it's a new thing, but I think it's an old thing. You tell me what you think, that food as medicine, it's a real thing. And if my insurance plan could cover a membership to a gym before I needed it, and I established some good habits, including how I eat, how I move, how it's a lifestyle. It's not just okay, you eat 2 eggs at breakfast, oatmeal at lunch, whatever. It's not that. It's more than that.
And it just ebbs and flows too as we different life and everything.
Yeah. Well, and you saw that too, like during the pandemic, like what were we eating? What could we eat?
Yeah.
Where was the food?
Yeah.
And we couldn't, and for some people, we didn't have access to the things that we're supposed to eat.
Yeah.
Then what do we do?
Yeah, I think that's where, not pun intended, but things really clicked for people of what and why Click is doing this work, of really supporting local food entrepreneurs and local farmers and local food people growing our food, and to keep it close to home and to stimulate the economy, but also to make sure everyone has access to it, because you would go to the store and during COVID and there's no chicken, and people started kind of being like, okay, what's happening here, and understanding more about the supply chain. And that's where we would get calls like, hey, do you know where any farmers that sell chicken? We're looking for chicken. There's none at the grocery store. And yeah, people really are starting to understand the importance and the benefit of that.
Yeah, during that time, I didn't want to do a CSA, so we literally dug up part of our front yard because we're like, well, that's the only place where there's sun.
Yeah.
And we have 4 raised beds that will have plants from Veggiestock eventually. Yes. and we could grow, and we were growing our own food, and it was small, but we could still share.
Yeah.
We had volunteer tomatoes. We had a couple other volunteers. I think some animals put those in there. But it was. We knew it was good. We didn't spray anything. It just showed up. And the plants they're a blessing. They're a great blessing.
Absolutely.
So, give us the whole package as far as the event, where it is, the hours, as we wrap things up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Veggiestock is June 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's in Lauder Park, which if you're on 195 going towards Willimantic, it's on the left-hand side after Key Bank, or across kind of from that spring where you can get water. And it's a great park if you've never checked it out. The
Splash Park is in there too,
right? Splash Park's there. We have Wames Community Garden. We have Grow Wyndham's Thread City Community Garden, the soccer fields, the skate park. It's just such a great vibe there during the summer. The river runs through it. And we'll be giving away free plants. And we'll have Red Lion Food Truck. We'll have Angeles Mexican food, lots of great vendors, and lots of support for growing your own food and having the opportunity to do that. So
I think there is plenty of parking too, so if people drive.
Yeah.
They should be fine getting in and out of the park logistically.
Yes. It'll kind of be coned off because we closed down that kind of path that cars can move through. That's next to the skate park. But there will be parking in that soccer field area, and then on the other side, kind of up top, there's also parking, and you can just walk down and join us in the fest.
Great. Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Chelsea Charrier.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with me here today on Ravings and Cravings here on Good Company, WILI.
Thanks.